Hello and welcome to another episode of Chatting with the Cardinals. I'm Cooper Welch, your host, and today we've got a pretty special episode where we're going to be talking with the Lamar University Athletics external team. That means the people that work in ticketing, the people that work in development, the people that work in marketing, the video department, and the department I work in, which is media relations or sports information. You'll hear a lot of different things for our department. And we're just going to talk with you about how COVID-19 has impacted our departments, our day-to-day life, and what the future looks like for the external team. So without further ado, let's switch over to our FaceTime. And first, let me apologize for any audio issues we may have. Technology is something that we're still trying to figure out a little bit here in this work from home mentality. So let's switch over. All good, Silas?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You can see here people from all the departments in the external team for Lamar University. That includes first myself, Cooper Welch. I am the Assistant Director of Media Relations. I deal day-to-day with baseball, volleyball, cross-country, and track and field. And I just do public relations for them, whether that's the website, any of the stories you see on those teams, the stats for home games. I'm the official scorer for baseball. I make sure that all the stats are right for volleyball. And for cross-country and track and field, I make sure the official results are on TFers, and I try to make sure we have accurate stories on all those teams. And I also handle a bit of the social media, but a lot of that is handled by our really good marketing department that we'll hear from in a bit. Next, let's go to my direct boss in our department, James Dixon.
Like Cooper said, my name is James Dixon. I'm the Assistant AD for Media Relations here at Lamar University. I oversee the media relations effort for our 17 sports, but directly handle football, men's basketball, and men's and women's tennis. About the only extra responsibility that I guess I could say that I have is that I give all my extra work to Cooper and Will that I don't want to do.
And Will, let's move to you. Oh, we have no audio from Will. You there?
I'm sorry.
There you go. All right, let's keep going.
My name is Will McFarland. I'm the Assistant Director of Media Relations here at Lamar University. I handle the media relations for soccer, softball, women's basketball, and then men's and women's golf as well. Like Cooper, I do handle most of the day-to-day stuff for the sports as well as the statistics for the sports as well.
All right, next let's move to the marketing team headed by the wonderful John Washington.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm John Washington. I'm the Assistant AD for external, so I really help out with all of our external departments, so kind of like a supporter for everybody. So mostly marketing, making sure we do our promotions and social media. I do a lot of graphics and help out our video department with Silas over there. So I do quite a few different things with everybody here and, help with ticketing and also fundraising as well.
All right, and Jamie.
Hi guys, my name is Jamie Mondrocoan and I'm the Assistant Director of Marketing, and I also help out with a lot of marketing tactics that we do. All the sports, all 17 sports that we have. That's also as far as graphic design, poster design, all the promotions, and making sure our fans know when our teams are playing and the success that our student athletes have on the playing surface as well as in the classroom.
All right, and now let's move over to ticketing.
Hi guys, my name is Megan Warren. I'm the office manager here at Lamar. Basically, my day-to-day operations are making sure that everything in the back end of our ticket system is set up and run correctly and correctly. Same thing with any kind of promotion that we do, just making sure that we carry them out. And then for game day operations, I hire and train all of our student workers and our part-time staff for athletic events.
Thank you, Megan. Next, let's move to video. Silas.
Hi, I'm Silas Banda. My official title is the broadcast coordinator for Lamar University, and what that includes is I broadcast majority of the sports on ESPN, like football, men's and women's basketball. Other sports like baseball and softball, volleyball, and soccer are going to YouTube, and I'm in charge of make sure those are going out live, and I also help out with my boss, Luke Milano, who's not here today, but he's in charge of all the video creative stuff, which we make videos of all the different sports, help promote them to the public. Like if y'all saw the volleyball video with the baseball video with the volleyball coach, me and him both help create that, and that obviously went really well. So that's what we pretty much do here at Lamar.
In addition, Silas and John are the producers of this podcast, so a big round of applause for them. Not you guys, because we don't want audio issues, but a big thanks to them for all the hard work that they do. Next, let's go to Deanna.
Hey guys, I am Deanna Tyler. I'm the Director of Athletic Development, and I do fundraising, event planning, and communication for all 17 of our sports here at Lamar. So just trying to raise money for the betterment of our student athletes and their experience.
All right, thank you, Dean. So let's talk a little bit about the day-to-day challenges we're facing here as the department that's supposed to, generate revenue, make sure people know the story of Lamar University athletics, and just keep the website, the social media, and all that running. So let's stay with you, Dee, because as we said, revenue generation is a really big part of all of our jobs, but that's really your main title.
Yes, this has been a little bit of a struggle right now. We are really focusing on communication. Mm-hmm. In the coming months, we have quite a few events planned, some of them focused on our alumni. Not only that, but as sporting units, that's where we get to spend time with donors one-on-one in the environment that they're supporting. So with all of that coming to a halt, it's really just trying to keep those communications strong, do as much communication as possible, which we are leaning on some of our marketing people for that, or not some, but all, Jamie and John, and getting those messages out, and some partners that we have, letting them know events are canceled, but you can still support in these different ways. Go on our social media and stay up to date. Our annual renewal will still be going out as best as possible. So it gives us time to plan every specific detail, but it also hurts us a little bit in having those face-to-face interactions.
Absolutely. And I know you probably don't have the full picture yet, but what is the future look like for you when we come back August area, fall 2020? What does Lamar University development look like after COVID-19?
Lamar University development is coming back with a vengeance. We are coming back stronger than ever, with everything planned and everything specific and everything coming out to let our fans know that they can come back to support. It's a new year. It's a new group of kids, and they need your support probably more now than ever before, because they did lose a season. So they have to be pumped up. They have to be supported. And it's not just financial needs that we need and that we're trying to get, but we need them in the stands. We need them sending them messages on social media. We need them commenting on every navigation that we have that's out there. So Lamar athletic specific development, yes, we are coming to raise money, but we are mostly coming to support the student athletes in whatever way that looks when the fall starts.
Thank you, Dee. And last question for you. How much of an impact does Lamar University family have on your day-to-day job, and now with COVID-19? What do average fans have to do with you?
The average fan and the Lamar University family is essential. Honestly, without the external team, without all of the staff, and without the supporters, my job literally wouldn't exist. I'm here to support them in the community and support the student athletes, and to bring those two passions together to create one avenue for all of us to succeed and make the experience better. So if I didn't have you guys, if I didn't have the community and their passion for sports and loving the kids, and if I didn't have these kids that wanted to do and follow their dreams and do what they love, I wouldn't have a reason to be in the development world. So it's essential. I can't stress how important it is to have the support of everybody around us.
Thank you very much. Let's move on to Megan. Talk about first the impact of COVID-19 on the ticketing department.
Yeah, so it has had a pretty good impact on my department. Just one, even with like all of our game day operations, I had to email my staff and just basically kind of keep them updated as this kept going along. Like, hey, all the events have been first, and now like, oh, just kidding, everything's been canceled spring semester. So, just within like our hardware and software equipment and everything like that, it just kind of threw like a wrench in our plans. But then along with just like day-to-day operations, obviously we're all working from home right now, so it's been kind of tricky to figure out, okay, how am I accessing the ticket system from like a remote desktop at home, and what are we doing? But just like Dee said, the biggest thing that we've been trying to push the last few days is communication. We sent out a mass email to every single person that's bought a ticket for a spring event last night and just gave them our plan and what we're rolling out with, and then we're following up with phone calls today to every single person that's bought a ticket. So I've been on the phone all morning with different season ticket holders and single game purchasers, just explaining, hey, we sent out the email. We know you're busy, just like everybody else is right now, but here's what our plan is. We just want to get in front of you and what you want to do. So.
And what's that plan look like? I assume fans will be able to maybe change tickets that they bought for baseball season into next year's baseball season or something similar to that?
Correct, yeah. So we gave them 4 different options. So the first option is one that they can just allow their purchase of tickets to just go straight to either that, that specific LU athletic team. So if they bought baseball season tickets, then they just kind of use that pro-rated fund, quote unquote, as a donation to the team, or they can send it to the general Cardinal fund as well. Okay. And then the second and third options kind of, we're giving them basically like a rollover, kind of like a deposit. So if they want to use that towards next year's season tickets, they can do that. Again, it's a prorated deposit, but still, they kind of just push that forward instead of just, going through the hassle of a refund. And then on top of that, if they don't want to use it for their season tickets, they can use it for any other LU athletic home event. So if they're like, for example, if they purchased one reserve season ticket for the softball season that costs $50, we played half of their home games. Therefore, they'll get like $1 credit on their account, and they can use that if it's a football game, volleyball game, whatever they want. And then the final option would be a prorated refund. They'll have to fill out quite a few forms and send us a W-9. So it's going to be a bit of a process, but again, we just ask for your patience because this is just something I've never been through. But yeah, those are the options that we rolled out last night.
All right. And what's the future look like for you? What's the plan for fall 2020?
Really keep all of this organized as much as we can right now, because it's just kind of a little chaotic. And so really, our ticket sales guys, Derek and Tyler, we're just trying to keep everything consolidated and make sure that we're over communicating with each other. I feel like I've never talked with all of our staff this much as we have in like the last 48 hours. So we've got an ongoing of everything. We're everybody's account, who we reached out to, what did they say, and then it's kind of on me just to make sure that everything rolls over correctly. So I'm just trying to be as organized right now for the spring, and then going into fall, again, it's just those day-to-day operations, focusing on the fall sports, making sure I've got game day staff and everything. I'll be hiring more students and part-time adults throughout the summer and everything like that. But yeah, so right now, big focus on sports and then roll over into the fall sports.
Okay. And if a Lamar Cardinal fan has a question for you, whether that's, a rebate for next year's season or how to purchase 2020 football season tickets, what's the best way to contact you right now?
Right now, they can call any of our ticket line numbers. So whether that's Derek, Tyler, or myself, it's going to go straight to our cell phones. And if we do call you back, you might see a different area code. I'm from Indiana, so my area code is 574. So you might see an unrecognized phone number on there. But they can also email us at tickets@lamar.edu. We're monitoring that, every few minutes at this point. So they can reach out, call the ticket office. The physical office is closed, but they can.
Okay. And Dee, back to you for a second. If someone wants to make a donation to us right now, what's the best way for them to do that?
They can do that a couple of ways. If they need assistance, they can email me. It is deanna.tyler@lamar.edu. They can also email the Cardinal Club, cardinalclub@lamar.edu. And then the easiest way for them to do this is by going online. If you go on lamarcardinals.com, /give. You can give to the Cardinal Club directly, or you can give to one of our excellence funds, which support all 17 of our sports directly, just depending on how you're looking to make an impact, should I say. And just to emphasize what Megan said, one of the options is, if you purchase tickets, is to take that and donate it to a sports-specific team or to the Cardinal Club. And, even with us not being able to finish this year, I still want to emphasize how important it is that coaches still have the resources to make this next year better for the Cardinals that are coming in and the ones that you will see playing in the next season. So, we're hoping as many people as possible choose option one and support those teams, and use this time to also go online and support our coaches.
Right, because some of those resources go to, I know there's a plan to hopefully eventually get parts of a new baseball stadium, maybe turf at softball, so many other projects that we really want to do to improve the facilities and the student-athlete experience here at Lamar University.
Correct. Every team has their own goal of something big they want to accomplish to enhance that student-athlete experience. So everybody has the opportunity to help them get there.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. Next, let's go to the guy that's currently producing behind the scenes. You can see him right there. Silas, tell us first, what's your day-to-day look like right now?
My day-to-day looks kind of spread out. Like, since there's no sports anymore in college, there's really not really for me to broadcast anymore, since there's no sports anymore. But so I'm mainly focused on the creative side with Luke and with John Washington. So, like, this podcast is one of our ideas that we came up with to keep the fan engaged into with the students, and help the students be more interactive, and if they want to come on this podcast, they're more than welcome to. But yeah, our main focus right now is to come up with more ideas to get the fans more engaged into Lamar University and to keep the sports alive now that they're gone, just to go back to some kind of normality in this crazy time.
Yeah, absolutely. What are some of the challenges you face not having all the resources you did trying to make these new creative videos?
I would probably say the content, really, since there's no really sports, there's nothing really to cover anymore. So that's kind of like our big issue right now. Is like, all right, what do we cover now, since there's not creating hit a home run last game. So what content can we hit? What content can we push out right now? So it's just mainly come up with creative ideas to push out creative content to help the students, help the student athletes be more out there, and to show that, hey, they're still doing stuff. They're still maybe working out or getting their good grades, since they're all online now. So it's just kind of come with those creative ideas.
All right, and say too, just doing things remotely has been a bit of a challenge. As you
absolutely,
it spends about an hour and a half trying to get this season going. So doing stuff remotely has been definitely a big challenge.
Yeah, technology doesn't always work exactly like it's advertised. Well, Silas, last question for you. What does after COVID look like for you? What are the plans? I assume, obviously, there's going to be a lot of games broadcast on ESPN. Is there goals to get maybe soccer or volleyball on those, or keep them more on YouTube and maybe our own channel on our website one day?
I would say the goal right now is to get those all pretty much. My personal goal is to get all the sports on ESPN as soon as possible. That takes a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of other stuff that that goes into ESPN. But after COVID-19, it's full on. We'll be in the summer, or hopefully the summer, and then we'll be in this fall. That's when we're going to push football into ESPN, and we're going to work really hard. We're going to try to upgrade all the equipment that we have, so it'll be more professional looking, and I'll have all my student workers back, and give them more experience on the real world. So that's a real exciting time. But yeah, all the other sports as of right now will be on YouTube. Like for fall, it'll be volleyball and soccer on YouTube, which hopefully that will be a better production than last year's, because you always want to keep improving throughout the years of video. So yeah.
And so fans looking for those links, they'll be able to go to YouTube, a day before games that we have set on our schedule will be broadcast and find it there.
Yeah, of course. The streams will be out there day before, and they'll be on social. The links will be on social media thanks to people like you and people at our marketing department to help push those links out so more people can watch. And so yeah.
And football, I guess especially all Southland games for football will be on ESPN for sure. You can just go to ESPN, go to the watch tab, and then search Lamar and find it there.
Yes, it should be all ESPN. All Lamar home games should be on ESPN. So
yes, those for sure.
From game one at home here at the football stadium should be live and on ESPN. So yeah, just type in Lamar ESPN on ESPN, and you'll find football, and it'll be ready to go in the fall or sometime in the summer. So yeah, it should be ready to go.
All right, and we're going to move to our sports information department next. But just as a reminder, the first football game, as of right now, I mean, who knows what COVID-19 could bring schedule-wise, but for now, the first football game is scheduled for a Thursday night. It's not the normal Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. So just make sure to go to our website, lamarcardinals.com, go to the football schedule, and you can see what the whole season will bring. And once we get a little bit closer, all of those ticket links, all of those video links, live stats, everything will be on the website. It's a one-stop shop for you to get everything you need. So let's talk about the website with myself, James Dixon, and Will McFarland. Dixon, talk to us about what website management looks like and the content on the website that we can expect over the coming months.
Yeah, sure. Like from the moment that the announcements came down that the tournament was going to be postponed, canceled, that eventually future events for the spring were going to be canceled, and eventually all of the spring championships were coming to an end. All three of us in this office sat down and just started trying to come up with ideas, because the last thing you want to do is to have your website and your social media sit dormant for a couple of months. That doesn't do anybody really any good. And one of the things that we really wanted to do was maybe tell some of the stories that you don't always get a chance to tell when you get into the heat of a season, when you have 5-6 events going on in a week, sometimes in a day. And that's one of the things that we really wanted to do. And one of the ideas that we were talking about in our office was to start talking about the great moments in Lamar University athletics history, be it moments, be it teams, be it a great player. And over the course of our history, we have a lot of those stories that a lot of our older fans would love to go back and see, I think, and read about and hear about. And it's not just old stories talking decades ago. We have a lot of those stories in the recent past, the past couple of years that'd be fun to tell and go back and visit. And you're talking about anything from the football team's first playoff run year before last, going to the FCS playoffs. Great names in Lamar Cardinal basketball, like Billy Tubbs, guys like that, and all of our other sports. So we would like to go back and hit upon those and put those back up on the website. And so it gives us a chance when you don't have the normal routine going on, that you can talk about some of the other things that maybe you don't always get a chance to go back and revisit, which is always fun for fans to talk about the history and the successes that a program has had. And here at Lamar, we've had a lot.
All right, and we'll talk about some of the content that you might have planned moving forward.
Just some of the content I've thought about and have mentioned to my colleagues Cooper and James, trying to get some of these former Lamar greats, athletes, potentially here on the podcast as well. Like we do have a couple former women's basketball players that do play in the pros overseas, and they're one plays in Italy, so she's heavily affected by it. So
absolutely,
just trying to get different ideas to reality and put them out there in a different way, so that way it's new and exciting for our Lamar Cardinal fans.
All right, and last but not least, our marketing department. What is your day-to-day like? First, John, if you can talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, mostly we're just helping facilitate all these different things going on. Part of our job is to make sure all these communication pieces are all tied together, and that we're, all of us as a staff are communicating and getting that out to our fans. So kind of helping to facilitate with some of the information for ticketing, and also just this creative side of things, helping you guys with producing these videos and continuing to stay, kind of like you said, staying relevant, and continuing to do more and more things. And you guys will see, the fans will see more and more stuff coming out here pretty soon. But, just continuing to stay on top of things and making sure that people remember Lamar University athletics, and that we always stay on the top of people's minds throughout this time.
And talk a little bit about when the decision came down to cancel spring sports at Lamar for the rest of the year. A lot of our focus in the marketing department during the season is to, talk about games, talk about ticket deals, to talk about the big stories of the season. And what was it like to, within a week of that decision, try to come up with podcasts and other social media things we can do to try and keep us relevant? But I'm guessing that was a little stressful.
Well, I think all of you guys can probably attest to just the fact that, we're so used to always being busy, right? There's always the next thing. There's always the next event, and especially right now, we're finishing up basketball and we're starting on, baseball and softball are basically in full kick. So we're always doing something. And when that stops, it's a little bit weird. And the funny thing to me is, like, all of us are always like, man, I wish I had a day or two off, or we could do nothing. But I think kind of the prospect of, after those 2 days, there's still not much for you to do, kind of hits you a little bit. So I definitely think it's kind of one of those, when it happened, the Thursday, Friday, when stuff started getting shut down, it was a little bit of a shock, because, there's not that next thing to do. But to you guys' credit, to everybody's credit here, I think our department in particular immediately started thinking about what can we do? What are the ways that we can continue to do something to promote our sports and our athletic programming. I'll tell you guys now, like, I've heard from other sources, like, about what a good job we as a staff have been doing with doing stuff, because other departments maybe aren't doing some of the things that we're doing and trying to stay relevant. So I definitely think we want to continue to move down this path and just continue to do things and try to get used to not being in and doing things remotely, which is kind of hard, but it's kind of the new reality at this point.
And when we get back, I assume, posters going to be coming out for football, all the really cool marketing things that you guys pushed out last year. That's going to be a big focus when we are back, hopefully August, but, maybe a little bit further down the road.
Yeah, I mean, the one good thing about this time is that we actually do have time to reflect and look to the future. In a normal season, we're in the middle of baseball and softball, so we're worried about that. But, with those seasons being canceled, it's really like, what's the next thing? And our big thing is, our whole department is about revenue generation. So it's, how do we continue to generate revenue when there are no sports going on? How do we look towards the future to make these things happen? Because even though things will hopefully come back, in April, May, there's still going to be a little bit of fear out there. And, I don't think a bunch of people are just going to rush to a bunch of events just all of a sudden. So we have to think about those things and continue to progress towards a normalcy. That's mentioned.
Yeah. Jamie, not to leave you out, talk about what your day-to-day looks like as well. And as the newest member of Lamar Cardinal family, talk about, you came all the way from New Mexico. Talk about what it's like to be here for a little bit over, I think, a month and a half now. The transition into Lamar family.
Yeah, so first of all, my day-to-day obviously drastically changed, just like everybody else. I was in full baseball, softball mode. We were getting ready to promote, men's basketball, going to the Southland tournament and playing in that and winning their first game. and then for it all to kind of abruptly, come to an end, and trying to, shift gears, as John had said, into what now? How do we stay relevant? How do we, come up with the next big idea? And, obviously coming up with something like this, like the podcast, keep our fans, keep our student athletes in mind, and keep them, always in front of our fans and stuff like that. So just trying to shift gears and get ready for the fall season as well, and just have the events ready to go when we're able to get back on track and hold those events and have those sporting games and stuff like that. And then for coming here to Beaumont, you guys have all been super welcoming, great staff here, super excited to come. A month and a half ago, Beaumont has been great to me, very different. Haven't tried crawfish yet, but I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, it's been great. One of the best decisions I've ever made. And people would make it, and that's for sure. People I work with and student athletes, and the city of Beaumont has been great.
All right, thank you, Jamie. And thanks everybody for sitting down and talking with me today. There's been some challenges getting this going, but I think it was worth it. I think all of our fans will say it was worth it. So hopefully we can do this again. And thank you, Lamar Cardinal fans, for sitting down with us today. We hope you enjoyed it. Again, apologies for some of the audio issues we had, some of the video quality. We're trying to make this work. Remote locations are kind of a hard thing to figure out, but we hope there's a lot more content to come. And just a final reminder, keep washing those hands.